What's up, guys? Welcome back to Verified Profits. I'm Eric and I'm here to give you the UFL Week 6 Verified Profits Power Rankings and all 4 game picks. Make sure to smash that like button, hit the follow, and let's go. Week 6 VP Power Rankings. Run it. Number 1, solid DC Defenders. Number 2, moving up a spot from last week, Orlando Storm. Number 3, dropping down again, Dallas Renegades. Number 4, moving up a spot, Louisville Kings. Moving up one spot from last week into number 5, St. Louis Battlehawks, which could pretty much be tied with the Kings at number 4. Number 6, moving down a spot, Columbus Aviators. Number 7, staying a solid 7, 2 weeks in a row, Houston Gamblers. And speaking of staying in their spot down in the basement, number 8, Birmingham Stallions. These VP power rankings are a little different than the standings, and it measures the strengths of these offenses and defenses and the weaknesses in their coaching. There is a lot of depth and many layers to how these coaches design their play style, their coaching style, and I think certain coaches match up against certain coaches better than others. There's just a lot to it. Now that we got the power rankings out of the way, we gotta talk about last week. Week 5 had a lot of upsets and some heartbreakers. DC Defenders took it. Of course, the Orlando Storm was downgraded. They just could not pull it off. The Aviators Mayday crashed. Oh, what a sludgy game too. But I'm not gonna give up on the Avies just yet. And the Dallas Renegades, humiliated in Dallas. The Kings kept the crown. Renegades got whomped. Just whomped. You can't throw 4 interceptions and 2 of them being pick sixes and still expect to win. Even if you took away those 2 tutties, the score still whomped you. In your own house. Step it up. Let's go. Wake up, Reed. So yeah, we had some upsets, but we're going to bounce back this week. Week 6. Make sure to smash that like button. Appreciate you guys. Let's go. This week is going to be a pretty tricky one because we could see some upsets. Almost all of these games, a lot of home favorites. We could see some bounce backs from these teams on the road, but we're going to go solid with the home teams this week. All 4 game picks. Week 6, UFL Spring Football. Let's go. Run it. Game 1, Thursday Night Football, baby. We love it. 8 o'clock on FS1. St. Louis Battlehawks are going to head over to play Louisville Kings. First up, St. Louis Battlehawks. Last week they came out strong producing tutties, and then they kept Orlando scoreless until the 3rd quarter. It was 25-0 in Orlando. Battlehawks, they were squawking hard, but there was that real nasty Battlehawks penalty ejection, and that really swung the momentum away from the Battlehawks. Their head coach, Ricky Prohl, the Dan Campbell of the UFL, stayed high energy. I called it. That dude's cool, man. I like him. He is a good dude. Their quarterback started Harrison Frost. I didn't expect that. Luis Perez, that dude is gold. They might bring him out someday. Frost came out pretty strong. Threw a real nasty pick. But he did have a scramble tutty. Battlehawks defense stayed strong almost the entire game. Kept 3rd down, 4th down stops over and over. Their pass rush was super strong, flushing the pockets, getting sacks. But that super egregious late hit, out of bounds, after the play, that was so bad, Trey Dean. Maybe he has an explanation. Either way, it was pretty brutal. That was pretty bad. In St. Louis special teams, kicker McCann apparently got hurt pregame, so they had to have Sanborn, the punter, come in. Missed a couple extra points, not very great, but he did nail some clutch field goals. That's a rundown of the Battlehawks. Let's talk about the Louisville Kings. Had a whole quarterback trading situation. Bean no longer in the picture. Chandler Rogers started. I thought he was going to be a little weaker than he was. Not too bad, but the Kings were run heavy. They got James Robinson, the ex-Jaguar. He was just gashing them. gashing them. No joke, the running back Ian Wheeler, 4 tuds, man. 4 tutties on the ground. Crazy, man. Team was pretty solid, and their secondary had 4 interceptions, 2 of those pick sixes. Big pick sixes. And that was against like one of the top teams. Kings at home, after that 47-25 victory, crushing, really brought them up in the ranks. So in week 6, we're taking Louisville Kings to win, defend their throne, and keep their crown. Send the battle squawk. And game 2, Friday night football. We love it. 8 o'clock on Fox. Houston Gamblers are heading up to play Columbus Aviators. Now let's talk about Houston Gamblers. Last week, that was just like non-explosive, grind, gridiron, gritty sludge fest. And they came out on top. The game was super competitive, but it was just so boring. 4th down stops. It was just like a whole half the game was just at midfield, back and forth. Kind of boring. Should probably take the unders on games like that. The Gamblers scored a couple tutties in the first half with the quarterback Nolan Henderson starting. I didn't expect that. He had a scramble tutty, a scamper tud. The running back Yarns, still explosive. That dude's lit. That team has got some running backs. But it was just a defense heavy, slow, grind the clock game. And how about them Columbus Aviators? We love that OC, Todd Haley. Off the cuff, man. No sheet. He just goes. Right out the dome. Of course, the quarterback Jalen McClendon. Last week we had him as an anytime tud. And he fumbled, so he didn't get it. This week, he goes and scamper tud. Gets his tutty. Didn't fumble. Oh, wait. He did end up fumbling. He's got a problem with ball control. Running back Toa, he butterballed his way to a tud, and their defense kept a low-scoring game, competitive, 4th down stops. But I think their defense is strong. They can keep their opponent low-scoring. This week, Avy's gonna fly high, take the dub. Game 3, Saturday at noon on ABC. Dallas Renegades are gonna head up and over to play the #1 DC Defenders. We gotta talk about Dallas Renegades. Love their head coach, Rick Neuheisel. He's a good dude. And he's super smart. Quarterback Austin Reed threw 4 picks, 2 pick sixes. Just one of those games. Of course, it comes right after they trade the best backup, which is starter worthy for any team, Luis Perez. But in garbage time, their tight end came in as a QB through a mossy dime. The running back Merriweather controlled all the highlights of the game in the running back department. Mega Moss. How about that tight end skyscraper Curtis Hodges? 2 receiving tutty studdy. Let's go. I like that 6'7" beast. Skyscraper beast. The Renegades pass rush was pretty decent last week, and they forced a sack fumble. They just really could not mount the comeback. The offense crumbled, and they got beat at home. Even if you take away 14 points for the 2 pick sixes, they still lost 33-25. Brutal. They better bounce back, or they're going to drop real fast. What I think is that they're just really easy to read on tape. All these other teams are catching on and just being able to read what Reed is doing. So they got to up their element of surprise, dial in some trickiness, be less predictable, and the Rennies are going to run it. Now let's talk about DC. Defenders dominated last week. DC's defense is top tier elite. The upper echelon, what you need to be defense in the UFL to be #1. Quarterback Jordan Teamu came out slinging precise thread needles, big dimes, using his feet, super mobile. It wasn't even scampering. The dude would actually have designed runs, and that's what's pretty sweet about it, because it seems like they're giving him a little bit of less risk because they got a better backup, they feel, because Bean is pretty dang good. Running back Deion Jackson, he is not explosive for multiple weeks now. We thought he'd get 2 tuds. We thought he'd have a really good bounce back game. Nope. Valaday got 2 tutties instead. Wolf. Kudos to you, Valaday. Get your fuse back. TNT, Dion, let's go. Wide receivers were getting tutties. Ty Scott, whoo, me. Roadrunner. That dude turned on the Jets. Tutties. Tud Scott. Cornell Powell, that dude was beast motoring. Big snags. Big grabs. Tight end Bradley Moore, clutch hands on third down. That offense is just super dialed in. Defenders defense, flushing pockets, sacking cubes. And they have one of my favorite players to watch, number 7, Joe Wallace. Dude is a beast. Huge fourth down sacks. He's the beast's beast right there. And their secondary had a tip pass interception right on the first drive. Defense generates so many turnovers. Those dudes are top tier, number 1 defense. Studs, punching balls out, pick sixes, turnover monsters on their defense. And their kicker, McCrane, he had the leg for a 62-yard 4-pointer. Dude's gonna be NFL in the fall. It's gonna be a really good game, but we gotta take the number 1 DC. Gonna win. And the last game of the week on Sunday at 4 on Fox, Birmingham Stallions heading down to play Orlando Storm. Let's talk about the Birmingham Stallions. I bet that felt good to finally score a tutty. Man, DTR, not as bad as we expected, but also some tip pass picks, threw a really ugly, nasty, real near pick 6. Right down to the goal line. He did have a garbage time scamper tud though. Scurry. Running back Snoop Connor punched it in. I don't know what was up with McFarland. He just wasn't there or was out. I love their wide receiver Mickens. He is such a high motor and beast mode. High energy. We love it. The team needs all their players to be that way. Needs to incite some of the coaches too. Infect them, Mickens. Give them high energy vibes in Birmingham. Wide receiver Deion Kane. Whoo, skyscrapering. Just let him high point for tuds. Just throw it up. That dude skyscrapers over all the defenders. Wide receiver Daewoo Davis. Whoa, monster high point. Jordan Thomas, their tight end, skyscrapering. These dudes are beasts. Stallions defense wasn't too bad. They stood up in the first half, but got gassed quite a bit in the second. The secondary still can't catch. Could have had picks last week, but they didn't because they ain't got no hands. Dropped. The Stallions kicker missed an extra point. Never good. Now let's talk about Orlando Storm. Last week they were getting pummeled till the momentum swung after that egregious ejection, and Orlando started a comeback, but fell short. At home, it was kind of brutal because they just ended with some really bad plumber incompletions. Storm's offense started pretty slow last week with some miscommunications. Things just not clicking right off the bat. Kept getting stopped on 3rd and 4th down, and they couldn't score anything until the 3rd quarter. It was 25-0 until they finally scored. And it was back-to-back tutties. Momentum swung really fast. Plummer is still a pretty good quarterback, so I'm still bullish on the Storm's offense. Running back Ja'Shawn Corbin, he strip fumbled himself. Oof. Fell, hit the ground, fumbled, boom. Lost it. I think that dude's good, but he just can't produce. Wide receivers Roland and Badger came up pretty clutch. The Storm's defense was really showing the strength of the team as they kept the game competitive. They kept doing their job, and the offense kept failing. Defense kept bailing out the offense. Pass rush did cause a tipped interception, and how about that Isaiah Bugs just ragdolling running backs. I love that dude. Mega beast Bugs. Orlando's secondary got mossed, but they did kind of redeem a little bit with an interception later. And those special teams, the punt return team, caused a huge punt block, gave Orlando a chance to score again. That was awesome. This is also going to be a great game. Birmingham may cover, but we're going to take the Storm. For week 6, this is going to be a wild week. I could easily see these away teams, underdogs, pulling off some upsets. Time to fade the public? Maybe. Louisville Kings as home dogs really has a chance, at least to cover. I could see Dallas bouncing back, taking down defenders. And a hot take, I think Birmingham Stallions has a pretty good chance to take down Orlando Storm. Week 6 is going to be electric. We're going to see some good football. As always, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you so much. You guys are the best. Make sure to like and follow, subscribe on the YouTube, comment. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys like that music in the background, that's my music project called Peninsulas. Check it out. So there you got your verified profits power rankings. You got your 4 game picks and all the analysis. I hope all your parlays hit. We're going to see you next week. You guys are the best. Week 6, UFL, spring football, verified profits. Let's go. Peace out.